Have you ever noticed that the exact same meal somehow tastes better when it's served in a bigger portion? Imagine two plates holding identical food. One is small, the other is overflowing. Most people instantly believe the larger plate will be more satisfying, even before taking a single bite. But here's the surprising truth. Your taste buds aren't making that decision. Your brain is. Long before food reaches your mouth, your brain has already judged its value, flavor, and reward. Today, you'll discover why bigger portions fool your brain, and how this hidden illusion quietly influences every meal you eat. Imagine a chef secretly placing the exact same pasta on two different plates. One plate holds a small serving, while the other is piled high. Before you even taste them, your brain has already picked a winner, the bigger one. Strange, isn't it? That's because your brain doesn't simply react to flavor, it predicts it. The instant your eyes see a larger portion, your brain expects more pleasure, more satisfaction, and a greater reward. That expectation quietly changes the way the food feels once you start eating. In other words, your first bite isn't guided by your tongue, it's guided by the story your brain created seconds earlier. Think about the last time you saw a giant burger, an extra-large pizza, or a bucket of crispy fries. Chances are, your mouth started watering before you even smelled the food. That reaction isn't a coincidence, it's an ancient survival program still running inside your brain. Thousands of years ago, finding a large supply of food meant a better chance of staying alive, so the brain learned to treat abundance as a valuable reward. Although food is now available almost everywhere, your brain hasn't fully adapted to this modern world. It still sees bigger portions as a smarter choice, making them appear more delicious, more satisfying, and somehow worth it, even when a smaller plate contains the exact same food. The size changes your expectation, and that expectation quietly changes your eating experience. Here's the twist most people never realize. Your brain doesn't just taste food, it predicts it. The moment you expect a large portion to be more satisfying, your brain begins building that experience before the first bite. Every smell feels richer, every texture seems better, and every bite appears more rewarding. That's why two identical meals can leave two completely different impressions. The secret isn't hidden in the ingredients, it's hidden in your expectations. In other words, your brain can quietly convince you that more food equals better taste, even when nothing about the recipe has actually changed. Have you ever opened a family-size bag of chips, planning to eat just a handful, only to realize the bag was almost empty? You probably blamed your self-control, but your brain may have been following a different rule. Instead of asking, "Am I still hungry?" it often asks, "How much food is left?" A larger portion quietly becomes the new normal, making every extra bite feel reasonable. Before you notice, you've eaten far more than your body needed, not because the food tasted better, but because your brain used the size of the serving as a guide. Sometimes the plate controls your eating more than your stomach does. Have you ever noticed how upgrading a meal to a large size costs only a little extra? It feels like you're getting an amazing bargain, so your brain instantly says, "Why not?" That's exactly the reaction marketers are counting on. They know your brain naturally connects bigger portions with greater value and greater satisfaction. Once the oversized meal is placed in front of you, something surprising happens. You begin treating that amount as normal. Bite after bite, you keep eating, not because your stomach keeps asking for more, but because your brain wants to avoid wasting what it sees as a valuable reward. In the end, you don't just buy a larger meal, you buy into an illusion carefully designed to influence your decision before you even take the first bite. So, does this mean your brain will always fall for bigger portions? Not at all. The moment you become aware of the trick, you weaken its power. Before taking another bite, pause for a few seconds and ask yourself, "Am I actually hungry, or am I just eating because the plate is still full?" That tiny habit can completely change your eating decisions. Use smaller plates, eat slowly, and give your brain time to catch up with your stomach. Over time, your brain stops chasing size and starts appreciating real flavor and true fullness. The biggest victory isn't eating more, it's knowing when you've had enough. What if the biggest thing on your dinner plate wasn't the food, but the illusion your brain created? Every oversized meal, every tempting combo, and every value deal is a reminder that your brain can mistake quantity for quality. The surprising truth is that bigger portions don't automatically taste better. They simply make your brain expect a bigger reward. And once you understand that, you begin taking back control. The next time a massive meal grabs your attention, don't ask, "How big is it?" Ask, Is my brain choosing this, or is my hunger? That one question can change the way you eat forever. If you want to uncover more hidden brain secrets, subscribe to Brain Secrets Explained and keep exploring the science behind your everyday decisions.